All right, smart money sisters, welcome back, sister friend. I'm glad you are here with me today. And last Saturday, we talked about mapping out your hustle idea and strategy. And we had a little, it was a very short module, but we talked a little bit about lists versus mind maps and finding out which one was most important to you. We talked a little bit about your competitive edge and how important that is to your side hustle. We talked about branding your side hustle. And then we talked about the devil being in the details and how to get him as far out of your details as you can. And today we are going to talk about analyze and validate your new hustle idea. Analyze and validate your new hustle idea. Now, I don't know about you, but when I think of analyze and validate, my mind shuts off because I am not that person that likes to analyze things. However, I have learned to look at certain things that I need to look at. Um, because I have to make informed decisions, right? So it's more of looking at data so that I can make informed decisions. So let's talk about it because listen, breaking away from the comfort of your day job is a scary thought. Ask me how I know, especially if you've never, tried to do it before. Or if you did and it failed. But there is a way that you can minimize that failure, and that is by analyzing and validating your side hustle idea. So this is going to help you to cross out the side hustles which aren't going to be worth spending your time on because, it's a good idea, but we want profitable ideas, right? So, um depending on your side hustle, you may need to spend some money to validate your idea to see if it's going to work or not going to work. And that may mean that you need to buy or rent some tools and some resources so that you can do that testing. But you want to keep your expenses to a minimum. You don't want to go all out and spend thousands of dollars because, after all, you're validating your idea. And if you're not going to use that equipment later on, then you don't need to, to do that. So you want to consider that in while you're analyzing your side hustle. The other thing you want to consider is analyzing your competitors. So analyzing your competitors, you want to look at what are your competitors doing? What products do they have? What are their marketing strategies? Why are people buying their products and services? Okay. What can you do differently? What can you do better than what they are doing at this point? Can you beat them at their game, especially if they've been around for years? So you want to ask yourselves those kinds of questions. Like if you were a customer, would you buy your products? So a lot of times, um, well, I should say, let me finish the statement. Would you buy your product or would you go to the competitor to buy the product from them? And then you want to look at why or why not. And based on your answer, you should have a pretty good idea of where you stand. I was going to say that a lot of times, we look at things from our eyes and what we want as opposed to what the customer wants. I see it all the time. People do their graphics and things based and their whole message based on what they want and not what the customer is wanting or their particular target audience is wanting. So you want to find out from them, are you going to buy from me or are you going to buy from them? And then you want to see why or why not. If your competitors are active on social media, don't be afraid to follow them. I do it all the time. It's not illegal. They're posting on a public platform. So research which types of content get the most engagement from their followers. Create a list of what you need to do so that you can do it better. Right. So at this point, you may feel like, David going up against Goliath, but don't worry, just take it all in stride. You're doing this analysis because You don't want to waste your time competing against other businesses when you just never stood a chance. Okay. So you're doing this because you want to increase your odds for success. You don't want to spend months and years working on a side hustle only to find out that you don't really have what it takes to succeed. You want to do something to where you are going to be successful at, right? Okay. So get feedback from your target audience. We talked a little bit about this. Let's talk a little bit more. So you should identify who your target audience or your clients are. That's all it is. Who are you selling to? What is the group of people that you're selling to? Are you selling to men? Are you selling to women? Are you selling to children? Are they Christian? Who is it that's going to buy your products and services? Now, some people like to dig deep. They dig deep into that. I am not that deep. Listen, I'm selling to Christian women, period, point blank. Now, there's other things that go into that, like they have jobs. So I do know that my target audience is Christian women who have jobs. And guess what? They don't want to do those jobs, or they need extra money to supplement. So, you can go deep or you can be on the surface like me. As you go over time, though, I mean, I have a little bit more to my avatar than that. But you know, that's your target audience. So you want to identify that. You don't want to be selling let me say it this way. The way that you position things to a teenager is going to be different than the way that you position anything to a 50-year-old, right? So that's the key differences there. The way that you talk to a man is going to be different than you talk to a woman. So think about those things when you're thinking about who is your target audience, and those are the reasons why. You want to maximize your efforts. Excuse me. You can't afford to waste your time, right? You don't want to waste time and money to put your offer in front of people who aren't interested, but you want to get your offer in front of the right people who are going to invest and do business with you, because that's the point. So to make sure your target audience is going to like what you bring to the table, you sometimes got to get feedback from them, right? You want to put it out there. So let's say that your target clients are small businesses in California with 1 or 2 employees. Well, you can try looking for those people in your network who fit that profile. You can post questions on social media and in relevant groups or forums, right? Present your offer and ask them, is this something that you're going to be interested in? I just put out, into the group or on my Facebook page, you know, a class that I was thinking about doing. Okay. That helps me to validate. If I get crickets and I keep posting that, or let's say over a certain amount of time, and I'm just getting crickets, then guess what? It just might not be a valid offer for the audience that I have. Or I have to go and get the audience that wants that product. Does that make sense? So try looking for people in your network who fit that profile. And you can post your questions on social media and see, if people are interested. And let's see here. When you present your offers, ask them if there's something that they'd be interested in. And if they say yes, you want to know why. If they say no, you want to know why. Getting detailed answers are going to help you to improve your offer and increase your chances of success. Remember to thank people for their time, because you're trying to build a brand, and you should always look for opportunities to put your brand at the top of people's minds. The other thing that's good to do is a soft launch. So you don't want to go all the way out on some things sometimes, since you're still in the process of validating your idea. So if you're selling a physical product in your store, then you may not want to order or create 100,000 of that item, right? You're going to see, does your target audience, do your people bite, right? if you do it and you put it out there and you get two people, well, you don't want to go and order 1,000 products and you only have two sales. So that's going to just translate to money down the drain if you don't get to sell your inventory. So you're going to do that soft launch to see. Now, there's two things that you're deciding in your soft launch. You're deciding if it's your target audience wants it or not, or if you have the right people, or if you, I should say three, if your positioning is right on your offer. So you want to think about those things as you do a soft launch. Now, if you're doing a e-commerce as a side hustle, you want to make sure that there's a real and sustainable demand for your product. Otherwise, you could be wasting our energy on something that's never going to pan out. If you look at things and you stick to what's going on in current events, you can't help but do good with that, right? Especially when it comes to e-commerce. Now, if your launch turns out to be successful, then you most likely have got a profitable side hustle on your hands. But if not, then don't be afraid to go back to the drawing board. Don't think of it as a failure, but you're doing tests to find out what is suitable and what's profitable for you, okay? And for your target audience. So, like I said, you may tweak things and then reintroduce, okay? So, hope you got out a lot of that. Analyze your competitors, feedback from your target audience, and then do a soft launch. And I will see you in the next video.